Good night, everyone. Johnson. I God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Michelle Spirit Divine. I'm going to give you a word on tonight, and the topic going to be wait and watch. And that's going to be Moses' sister. You know, while Moses in that basket, in that river, she going to be at a distance watching to see if his brother going to be okay, who going to grab the baby. You know, she going to be watching. You know, so Exodus chapter 2 through 4. Moses' sister stood at a distance to see what would happen to her brother. You know that this is the days when Pharaoh wanted to kill all the boys. You know because the Israelite was growing so rapidly. You know because God told them to go multiply, and trust me, they were multiplying. You know so the midwife so Pharaoh wanted the midwives. See, I had put that out the other day too. Pharaoh wanted the midwives to kill all the boys. But they did not kill all the boys. But in the meantime, Moses' mother, she was scared. She hurried up and grabbed Moses and she hid him for 3 months. And so when Pharaoh still had the word out to kill the boy, she know he was getting kind of big and crying. So she had to think of something else. She had to think quick. So that's when she put the baby in the basket and put him in another river. So the midwife did not kill the boys. They allowed the boys to live. But by Moses' mother knew he was a special child, knew he was a fine boy, knew that he probably was from God. She had to hid that baby. She had to hid that baby. She had to think quick what to do. So a man of tribes, a Levi, married a Levi woman, and she became pregnant and gave birth to a son, which is Moses. Now she saw that he was a fine child, and she hid him for 3 months. So now she had to hid the baby because he was a boy, and Pharaoh wanted to kill all the boys. So she couldn't hid him no more. He was at that age. He's kept on crying. 3 months old. That's when they do all their crimes. I mean, she couldn't hear him no more. So she got a basket. She placed the child in a basket, and she placed him among along the bank of the Nile River. So the baby's sister stood at a distance to see what would happen to him. Now, this is a sister that loved her brother, and she wanted to see who gonna pull him out of that water, or see if he gonna flip over, So God touched the woman's heart to save that baby, because God got a plan for Moses' life. Uh, God got a plan for Moses' life, So now God knows Pharaoh's daughter goes to this river part, to bathe every day. So this all a part of God's plan, because Moses is a part of His plan. So Pharaoh's daughter goes to Never to base all the time. You know, her and her attendant, was walking along the riverbank. When she saw a basket, and sent her female slave, to get it out the water. So she opened it up and saw it was a baby. Now he was crying, and she felt so sorry for him. So she realized it was a Hebrew baby. So she realized it was a Hebrew baby. So she know whoever gonna nurse this baby may be the baby mother. So Pharaoh wanted to kill all the boys, but now the daughter about to bring a boy home. So and Pharaoh not gonna know that this is a special child, that God gonna have this child to come right back to Pharaoh to try to free all of them Israelite, from slavery. So remember, the sister wait and she watch. So now the mother who placed the baby in a basket, you know, uh, placed the baby in a basket. She took a big chance, not knowing if someone would find the baby or the baby may flip over. So now the sister came forward and asked Pharaoh's daughter, should I go and get the Hebrew women to nurse the baby for you, knowing she gonna get her mother, to nurse the baby. Just all part of the plan. That's why she was sitting and watching. So now the sister went and she got her mother to nurse the baby. So now the mother who placed the baby in the basket about to get paid to nurse her own baby. Because Pharaoh daughter had told the sister, if you find someone, let them know I will pay them. So she went and got her mother. So the mother about to get paid to nurse her own son. So this is a blessing, to save your child from getting killed, to now take care of him and get paid for it. So Pharaoh's daughter, you know, Pharaoh's daughter loved the baby as her own. She raised the boy, and so when the child grew older, she took him to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became his son. Cause um, she told the nurse to take care of the baby, meaning when a baby newborn like that, they have to be pretty much nursed by the mother. I talked about that yesterday too. Had to be nursed by the real mother. She know one of the Hebrews that's the child. She knows she could not do it. So when the baby finished weaning, she get the baby to Pharaoh's daughter, and she claimed it as her own daughter. So Pharaoh's daughter raised the boy, and when he grew, she gave to the daughter, and the daughter named the baby Moses. She said, saying, I drew him out of the water. So we see the daughter had a decision. Now we see the daughter had a decision to make. The mother had a decision to make. She had to make a decision quickly. He would have been dead. Because Pharaoh still wanted to kill all the boys. So the sister, she wait and watch her brother. Now we see that Pharaoh's daughter found the baby and claimed it and brought it home to her father, who wanted to kill all the boys. So now we see that God will have Moses, living right under the enemy roof. You know, and that's kind of strange how Pharaoh want to kill all the boys. But now the daughter bring home a boy, he not going to kill it. So God got this boy living right under the roof of someone that wanted to kill him. So he living right under the roof. So God, he just don't know. That's God, special child. That God gonna have to lead the Israelite, from slavery. He just don't know. So Moses' Hebrew mother wanted, waited for the right opportunity to hid the baby. Now after 3 months, she couldn't hid it no more. So she had to come up with something. What's she gonna do? So that didn't work. She had to put him in a basket, and put him in a river, hopefully someone find him and take good care of him. So the midwife and the mother and the sister, they subverted the plan. So they had their own plan. So that's why she watched whoever get him out of their water. They was gonna know they was gonna need a nurse to help take care of the baby. So she hurried up and ran over there when she saw Pharaoh's daughter grab the baby out of there. She hurried up and ran to her. Oh, I could find somebody to help nurse the baby, knowing she was gonna get her mama to do it, which was a blessing. So Moses' sister, the best action she did was being on the sideline. You know, action, waiting and watch and pray. So God will guide you to a action when a time is right. So we see that Moses' mother, and sister had a plan. They had their own plan. That's why the sister watched, from a distance to see whoever pulled that baby out of their water. She was gonna run to them and say, "Oh, I can get you a nurse to take care of the baby." Knowing she was getting her own mother to nurse her own child and get paid for it. So we see that Moses' mother and sister had a plan, and that's why the sister watched from a distance. So when Pharaoh's daughter pulled the baby out of the water, um, the sister went out and got the mother to nurse the child. So the daughter, not knowing that the real mother is nursing the baby. you know. So thank God everything had worked out fine. Moses was alive, and his purpose, what God had for his life has still went on. So the mother had faith. She had faith and courage, because I don't think nobody, can just put your child in the bath and just let it float on the water like that, enough of him, would have flipped over. So the mother had faith to place her baby in a basket in a river, not knowing, if he was gonna roll over. And the sister had sense to wait and watch from a distance, to see who will find her brother. So God had a plan for Moses. He made sure he lived just like the sister was watching. God also God also watched, So now Moses grew and lead the Israelite, and brought them out of slavery, and his sister was right by his side. Do you remember while Moses was leading, the sister was right there. I put a package out there about that too. My brother my brother Shadow. So we see that Moses' sister was on the sideline. She was on the sideline watching and see who gonna grab her brother out of that water. So sometimes it may take for us to be on the sideline on different situations. It's gonna take for us to be on the sideline. So sometimes it may take for us to be on the sideline, but wait and watch behind the scene. You know, Job went through his suffering and pain, and God was behind the scene watching over Job. God was behind the scene watching over Job to make sure the devil don't do no more than what he was set out to do. So a lot of time when we think God is not watching, he is watching. He was watching Job the whole time, trying to make sure the devil don't do no more than what he was supposed to do. So Job went through the same thing. So Moses' sister, while her brother, was in that basket, she also waited and watched to see who would pour that baby out. And she can't get, if she went and got her mother to nurse the baby. She went and got the mother to nurse the baby. So that's the story of Moses. So when God got a plan for your life, he gonna make sure that you live. He had to do the same thing with Jesus. He had to keep Jesus alive because he was a special child to save all of us from the sin. And he had to God had to keep Moses alive. Because Moses was gonna be a special child. He was gonna be the one to lead the Israelite from slavery. That made history. So this story about her mother had so much faith and courage. A mother would do anything for her child. Pharaoh wanted to kill all the boys. She knew in her heart something was special about this child. She knew this child God gonna have his hands all over this child. So she had to come up with something quick. She couldn't hide him no more because she was at that stage, just kept on crying and whining. So she had to come up with something, to save this baby. So that's all the word I have for you on tonight. And I see y'all on the next video. Y'all have a blessed night.